There are about 2 million breeding pairs in Europe and about 8,000 in Switzerland. Females weigh around 700 grams and males 900 grams. They can live up to 20 years, but by the end of their second year, only 11% of the lesser coots are still alive. I ate an apple or a croissant at this pond every lunchtime. Whenever I sat on the bench, this little coot would visit me, swimming back and forth in front of me, also diving for his lunch. We talked about the food, the weather, and the water quality. After a few months, we became really good friends. And once, on a Saturday morning, we heard from afar that something very special was happening on the pond. There was a loud cry. When we arrived, we saw that it was mating season.
Here we see how the marriage market and mating takes place in the coots. In the morning, between 13 and 15 coots had gathered on the small pond. The lady runs off in front and the male follows behind. It tries to catch up with the female to mate with her.
The male never actually succeeds,
because the male is a bit heavier, and if the female doesn't want the male, she simply makes a turn. The curve of the female is much narrower than that of the male. The male is heavier and is pushed outwards more strongly by the centrifugal force. The male has lost the race. Here we see how it works. The coot has to run on the water. It must not fly, it must walk on the water with its feet. Mating is not possible in flight, so it has to run on the water.
a huge bow wave.
When it lifts its wings, like now, it means I'm ready. So, I'm ready.
And for what?
For the race! Oh, that was the female. The female said, I'm ready. And she did that very close to the male. She deliberately let the male catch up with her and thus chose her partner. The male remains proud that he made it. And now the pairing takes place here.
A short thing. The male says, I'm still ready. Males are always ready.
And the female goes up to him and says everything went well. She no longer lifts her wings. Now they swim to the other shore together.
And here the mating ritual continues.
Diving for food together is part of the ritual. When coots hop out of the water like this, it means, it's all right, it's all right. Here again, I'm ready. Aha, the partner answers.
And now, there's a little wedding dance. Diving for food? Yes. Both must do the same thing. So if one partner does something, the other should copy it.
Later, when breeding, they will take turns. The ritual tests whether they harmonize and understand each other. So that's finished. Now it's off to the reeds.
Here's a reminder. When a coot hops, it means it's okay. It is good. It's completed. When it puts up its feathers like this, it means I'm ready. Ooh, that was so sweet. When I came to the pond at lunchtime as usual, my friend came swimming straight to me and presented me with her 4 youngsters. She was visibly proud, and I praised her profusely. I recognized this as a sign of mutual trust and respect, and I was delighted. My friend fed her 4 children, and I ate my apple. We were both very happy.
That was the next day. The white on the pond is pollen from a tree. There is a seed in the pollen, and it is eagerly fed to the children.
Of course, we praised them again. Very pretty children, and really great and super. And she was so proud. She showed us her children every day.
Here you can see how it snows. This is all pollen from a tree.
Oh gee, the boys are only 2 days old, and they've already done something wrong. So the mother takes them by the head and gives them a good shake, all 4 of them, one after the other. Ah, oh dear, looks brutal. Yes.
Oh gee!
That's not okay. Unbelievable. What is she doing? I wanted to intervene, but I couldn't get into the water. And that's when we realized what it actually meant. She wasn't shaking them viciously by the head. She was vomiting into their beaks.
The mother fed her children her stomach acid and stomach bacteria. The young lack the appropriate bacteria in their stomach and intestinal tract to digest everything they are fed. So this was very important.
How did my friend know that she had to do this? This little one got stomach acid on his head. It itches and bites, of course. It needs to be washed off. Here they are, on the other bank, and something has emerged from the water. The mother was immediately on the spot.
You can see it right there, and she is very attentive and watches over the area, protecting her young.
Ah, there's something again. She's here now.
And this was the cause, a small teal.
That's it. Voila. All good. Now she swims through the reeds to be on the safe side. She wants to check if there is another danger lurking there.
And then all the stress is over and it's time to feed again. Right at the beginning of their lives, the young have to learn how to grease themselves. If the young are not properly greased, they become wet and their down is soaked with water. When they are wet, they can no longer swim. They would drown. Their mother shows them how to do it. First rub the talc glands with their heads and then spread it on the feathers. The springs are also greased first thing the next morning. One can already do it, is still a bit wobbly on her feet, but still.
Yes, they are still so small.
Yes, only 2 days old.
And where is the fourth? Yes, the fourth is with Dad. Mom looked after and fed 3 daughters, and Dad looked after the son.
We'll see how well he did. The cleaning work is done. Now she comes to us to show us her young.
And this is the dad. He says, well, there are also mallards. That's a bachelor group of mallards. And here he shows how he defends his territory.
The mallards are, of course, completely harmless. They would never hurt him, and of course not his son either, but he just wants to show who's boss. From then on, we christened him Macho. This is his son. He is calling for his dad or mom. The eye alternately turns gray and then clear again. This is the nictitating membrane. The nictitating membrane protects the cornea and can be used like a windshield wiper or underwater like diving goggles.
Dad chased the mallards away. He followed his son's call.
The little one is hungry. He is begging like crazy. Yes, but he gives him nothing. You see, he only holds out his beak but doesn't feed him. Nothing! The little one says, okay, if I don't get anything, then I'll go to mom. This is the mom with the daughters.
And here comes the sun. What's up there at the edge of the picture?
That's a gray heron.
Such proud animals. They were almost wiped out here. Then they were put on the red list. Now there are around 1,600 breeding pairs again. It is about 1 meter high and weighs 2 kilos. We were afraid for the little coots. Normally the gray heron eats fish, mice, and amphibians. We were afraid that he might regard the little coots as food. But the coots are not afraid of him.
The gray heron looks at her with interest, but he is absolutely peaceful. Gray herons lay 3 to 5 eggs, but the mortality rate of the young is very high. It is about 70%. The bird itself can live to be very old. They found out from the ringing that it can live to be 35 years old.
Yes, remarkable. There are fewer fish in winter, so it also eats mice.
So this is the mom. She's feeding her 4 children. Dad is obviously on a secret mission again.
Look at the little wings. Like a punk.
Yes, like punks.
Actually pretty ugly for coots. But of course, we can't tell Mom that.
Here the dad is feeding. Before he gave nothing. Now he brings white fluff. This is seed from the trees. The little boy looks at it and sees there's nothing in it.
Absolutely nothing in it.
Dad gets it wet. The little one still can't find anything edible in it. The little one is obviously a bit more intelligent than his dad.
No.
Nothing. The little one begs for real food, but he gets nothing. Now he's eaten it himself. Unbelievable. Our macho.
Our macho has discovered something here.
Coots are also breeding on the other side of the pond. The male is looking for food for his young and has swum to this side of the pond.
Both turn around themselves and swim small circles. This means that everyone claims that this is my territory. Both have their wings up, saying, I'm ready. Our macho storms off. He's looking for a fight. And Zach, the other male, has suddenly disappeared. Here they are already involved in a fight. Pretty intense already. My girlfriend rushed over too.
Now the female comes from the other side and wants to help her male.
Our macho man gets the short end of the stick, but they're all ready. Both parties want to defend their territory. My girlfriend no longer raises her wings. Yes, very briefly. But she hops and says, it's all good.
It's okay like this. She wants peace. And it helps. The wings go down again. The female and the male return to the other side of the pond.
They also have 4 youngs. Our 2 swim back to their children and continue feeding. The stress is over very, very quickly. Here the dad with his son.
The son says, okay again. Dad didn't feed his son again. He was just pretending. The son comes back to his mom. She feeds more reliably. This This pond was created artificially and offers few nutrients and calories. It offers little food.
That's why we shared our bread with my girlfriend.
She collected the bread and immediately took it to her children. She didn't eat any of it herself. All for her offspring. Very selfless. The little ones here are about 3 days old. Voila! Here comes the food. They are already very good at cleaning themselves. Yes, they learned that well in the first 3 days. Here, a female mallard duck with 6 young came briefly onto the pond. That didn't bother our family. And at the back, we see the macho in the reeds. He just watches. He doesn't want to fight with the mallard lady. He knows you shouldn't attack a mother with her children. The mother will defend her young fiercely.
On our side of the pond, a grass snake has seen the young coots on the other side. That would be good food for them. We watch anxiously as it swims quickly across the pond. But my girlfriend has seen the snake and immediately swims towards it. She bravely stands in its way, and bang! She bites the snake in the tail. She is very attentive and very heroic. The grass snake fled at high speed.
Shortly afterwards, the patient and calm feeding of her young continues. The little coots have very big feet, but they're not quite steady on their feet yet.
My girlfriend feeds with a lot of dedication, patience, and love. This little one here is very cheeky. He took the whole piece of bread. How old are they here?
They are 3 weeks old. You can tell by the headgear. The punk hairstyle has gone back a bit. It's changed quite a bit.
And how old are they here?
About 4 weeks old.
4 weeks. One is much smaller than the other.
Yes, they are very different. The smaller one is probably the son. He always got too little food from his dad.
Ooh, that could be. And now he's begging Big Sister.
Here they are about 7 weeks old. Cute, the little ones.
The son is still at Dad's side. Now he shows him where to find food. So you can dip something out of the pond. And here, very clever, he shows him how to reach the reeds and the upper leaves, swim over them, and push them down.
Unfortunately unsuccessful, but the little one has understood how it works.
Here is another method. If the leaves are too high up and you can't reach them, then break the reed stalk. Just break it off. Also very clever. And it's all edible.
They really enjoy eating this.
Okay, the little one says okay too. He has caught an easier reed stalk. Now he shows again with the how to get to the leaves.
We had to laugh out loud. Unfortunately, he's unlucky again. Now he's higher than before. Now he even feeds something. He shows him how to get it from the bottom to the top.
That's seaweed, or it's algae that he's feeding. We had to laugh.
The little one must be happy. Now he can look for his own food. We see that there are also many dragonflies at this pond.
They are a bit older.
Yes, they are 7 weeks old. The mom, with her daughters, they are almost as big as mom, almost grown up. That happens quickly with the coots. The white patch on the forehead is slowly forming. After 8 weeks, the white spot on the forehead is already clearly visible. This is after 9 weeks.
Daughter calls for Mom. She begs for food, but the mom just looks into the water and says, "If you are hungry, then look for your food down there." After that day, the coots left the pond. We didn't see them again.
So that was the little story about the coot family. We hope you enjoyed the video so much that you subscribe to our YouTube channel and give us a thumbs up. Thank you very much.